In this video, I'm going to show you how to crochet a popcorn flowered crocheted square. Coming up next. Hi, I'm Diette, and welcome to Turtle Creativity, where we make crafting and crocheting easy. For today's tutorial, I am really excited about because today I'm going to show you how to create this popcorn crocheted flower square. I really love how the popcorn stitches create that beautiful 3D effect with your crocheted flower. Now, for this tutorial, you're going to need yarn, of course. I'll be using the color white and fuchsia pink, hot pink. This yarn is 100% acrylic yarn that I'm using. You'll also need a crochet hook. I'll be using a size letter I. You'll need a yarn needle and a pair of scissors. Well, I'm rolling up my sleeves just a tad, and I'm ready to get crocheting now. So let's get started with creating this popcorn crochet flower granny square. Now, for this popcorn crochet flower granny square, you will need to know a few crochet skills. So we start this project out with a magic circle. So if you do not know how to do a magic circle, then click this video right here. It will take you to a video where I do a tutorial where I teach you how to do a magic circle. Other crochet skills that you would need to know how to do are basic crochet skills, such as chaining, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble stitch, slip stitch. So if you do not know how to do those crochet stitches, then right here is a series that I did where I have different videos that will teach you those basic crochet skills. Once you have that down pat, come on back and then you can pick up and continue to do this crocheted granny square popcorn flower. Okay, so enough talking from me. Let's go ahead and get started. So I have my yarn right here, and I'm going to start off with creating the magic circle or magic loop or magic ring. It's called many different things, but more importantly, we want to have this sliding circle where we can close it up at the end. Okay, so go ahead and chain one, and what we're going to do is we're going to put 8 half double crochets in the circle. So what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over, you're going to insert your crochet hook into that circle. You have 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through all 3 of those loops. So we're going to continue to do that 7 more times, and I'll meet you when we get to the end. Now for our 8th half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the circle, yarn over and pull through all of those 3 loops. I'm going to close up my circle actually tight and move this tail over. And now I'm going to slip stitch into my beginning chain that started this round. So go ahead and pull that loop through, and you have completed the first round of this popcorn crochet flower granny square. So now for round 2, what we're going to do is chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this same chain space we're going to put 4 double crochets in the same chain space. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same chain space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, now let's go ahead and do 3 more. So so this right here is our last double crochet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create the first popcorn stitch. So what we need to do is pull up on your hook just a tad, pull your hook out. You're going to insert your hook into this first chain that you did. Okay, insert your hook into the last one that you did. Have that hook pull the yarn. See how that hook has the yarn up under the hook? And you're going to pull it all the way through. Okay, that folds those those stitches that we did. It folds it over. And what you're going to do is then you're going to do a chain 1. Okay, so that is our first popcorn stitch. Now we're going to go into the next one, and then the next stitch we're going to put a total of 5 double crochets in this space, because when we started this one, that chain 3 counted as a double crochet. So let's go ahead to the next chain space and put 5 double crochets in the same space. So yarn over, insert your hook in, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. We're doing this for a total of 5 times. Okay, this is the 5th one. Pull up on your yarn just a little bit, insert your hook in this first chain space that you did at the top of that on top of that double crochet. You're going to pull through and chain 1. Okay, and see how that created that fold in that beautiful popcorn stitches. Okay, let's do one more together. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next chain space. 1, 2, 3 loops is on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, let's do 4 more double crochets in this same space. So there's your 5. Pull up, insert your hook into the your first double crochet on top of your first double crochet. You're going to insert your hook in, grab that loop right here, pull it through. It folds over your stitches, and then you're going to chain 1. Okay, so continue to do this all the way around until you get to the end, and I'll meet you here. If at any time you need to rewind and see how I did that again, go ahead and rewind it back and review it if you need to know how to do these popcorn stitches again. Okay, once you have that done and you have all of your popcorn stitches in, I'll meet you when we get to the last one and we can do that one together. Now for our 8th popcorn stitch, yarn over, insert your hook in. We're doing 5 double crochets in the same chain space. 3, 4, 5. Pull up on the yarn, insert it in. You're going to pull through, and then you're going to chain 1. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to insert our hook under the first chain that we did. And I'm going to grab my white, because instead of pulling through my pink, I want to pull through my white because I'm doing a color change. Okay, and then what I'm going to go ahead and do is chain 1. Okay, and also I'm just going to go ahead and cut my pink off. The tails we can sew in later. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna work in a round. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to put 2 of our popcorn stitches in each stitch. So let's chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. Now let's put 4 double crochets in the same chain space. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and pull the yarn through to do our popcorn stitch. Fold it over and chain 1. So now what we're going to do is in each next chain space, we're going to put 2 popcorn stitches in each one of these spaces. Once we come all the way around to this space, we're just going to put 1 popcorn stitch because we already have 1 right here. Okay? So this one plus this one will equal the 2 that we need. So let's go ahead and put 2 of the popcorn stitches in each space. So let's do this one together. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space, and we're putting 5 double crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull up on your yarn, insert your hook in, and you're going to pull through. Okay, chain 1. Now you're going to put another popcorn stitch in the same space. So yarn over, insert your hook, 5 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pull up on your yarn, insert your hook in that first chain space, connect your yarn and pull it all the way through, and then you're going to chain 1. Okay, so continue to do that all the way around, and I meet you when we get to the last one. So now for the last chain space, we're just going to put 1 because this first one that we did will count as the second one. So go ahead and yarn over, insert your hook in, and we're going to put 5 double crochets in the same chain space. Okay, pull up on your hook, insert your hook right in that first chain space, put your hook back up under the yarn that you pulled up, pull through, and chain 1. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to insert your hook in that first chain that you did, and instead of pulling through our white, we're going to go ahead and pull through our pink with our slip stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and chain 1. Flipping everything over, I'm going to go ahead and cut my pink. No, not my pink. I'm going to cut my white off. All right. And we're going to move to the next round. All right. So now for round 3. So with round 3, we're going to do 1 popcorn stitch in the first chain space. Then we're going to do 2 popcorn stitches. Then 1, then 2, then 1, then 2. Okay? So let me show you how we start the round again. Okay, and I'm moving all these tails to the side. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and chain up 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna put 4 double crochets in this chain space. Okay, so yarn over, insert your hook in, and you're doing 4 double crochets. All right, so there's our 4. Pull up on the yarn, insert your hook back into that first chain, put your hook up under the yarn that you pulled up. You're gonna pull it through, chain 1. Okay, now we're gonna continue on to our next chain space. In this chain space, you're gonna put 2 popcorn stitches. So yarn over, and let's do 5 double crochets. Pull up on your yarn, insert your hook up under the first top of the first chain that we did, or the double crochet that we did, pull through and chain 1. All right, another popcorn stitch right here. So yarn over, and we're gonna do 5 double crochets again. Same chain space. Pull up on your yarn, insert your hook back into that beginning of that top of that double crochet. Once your stitches have folded over, you're going to yarn over and you're going to chain 1. All right, so now in this chain space, it will be 1 popcorn stitch. This one, it will be 2. This one will be 1. So go ahead and continue that 1, 2, 1, 2 all the way around, and I'll meet you when we get to the end. Now for our last chain space, we're going to go ahead and put 2 popcorn crochet stitches in this space. So yarn over, and we're going to do our 5 double crochets. 3, 4, 5. Pull up on your yarn, insert your hook in that first chain space that you did when creating your double crochet. Oops. Put your yarn through that hook, pull through, and chain 1. Okay, now we're going to do our last one. So yarn over, and we're going to do 5 double crochets. Okay, that's the 5th one. Pull up on the yarn, insert into that first double crochet at the top. You're going to pull the yarn through, chain 1. Okay, and now we're going to insert our hook into that beginning chain that we did, and instead of pulling through the pink, we're going to pull through white. Okay, let's go ahead and chain 1, and this round is complete. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off our pink. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at our popcorn flower. Right now we have a beautiful 2-colored flower. It's pretty. So let's go ahead and get started with turning this crochet popcorn flower into a square. Now for this example right here, this is worked up with clusters of double crochet stitches, and then our corners is clusters of treble stitches. There are no chain spaces in between my clusters. this is one example of how to do this beautiful popcorn crochet flower into a square. For this example, I am going to put spaces in between our clusters just because I want to give you an option of whether or not you want this space, which will give you more of a granny square feel, or if you just want to have this solid, more solid square look. You can definitely go with this. Do the exact same thing that I'm about to show you, but just do not put the chains in between your clusters, okay? So let's go ahead and chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. So I talked about the clusters. We're going to be working to make this circle into a square, clusters of 3 with double crochets, okay? So we're going to do some sets of double crochets, and then when we get to the corner, we're going to be using a treble crochet stitch, okay? So for this first cluster, I chained up 3, and this is going to count as our first double crochet. So we need to put 2 double crochets in this same chain space. So that's 1, and that's 2. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And again, if you want this solid look just like this one, do not add the chain 1 and just go straight into your next chain space with another set of clusters. Okay, so within this chain space, we're going to put in a cluster of 3 double crochet. Okay, chain 1. So now in our next chain space, we're going to put in a cluster of 3 double crochets. Chain 1. All right, so let's go ahead and our next space right here, we're going to put 3 double crochets in this next space. So we have 4 clusters of 3 double crochets. Now we're going to create this corner. So you're going to do a treble crochet stitch. So yarn over twice, insert your hook into the chain space, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay? Do that again 2 more times. Now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And we're in the same chain space. We're going to put 3 more treble crochets. I'm going to actually twist it so that I could be working on this side, and chain 1. And as you can see, it's already beginning to form a square. So there's our corner, and you can see this is kind of lining up to be straighter. And now we're going to work downside this way, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to double crochets. So in this chain space, let's go ahead and put 3 double crochets. And chain 1. Okay. 3 double crochets in this space. chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next space. And down this side, if you want to know exactly how many we're going to do of this 3 double crochet clusters, we're actually going to do 5. Once you have completed 5 3 double crochet clusters, we're then going to do another corner. Right. So we've done 3, 1, 2, 3. We have 2 more to do. So right here in this space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Okay, and 1 more. In the next chain space, 3 double crochets. And chain 1. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of flip my work over. And in this space, we're going to create a corner. So yarn over twice because we are going to do the treble crochet stitch. So we're going to do 3 of them. Yarn over twice. Chain 2, 1, 2, yarn over twice. There's our corner. And we're going to go ahead and chain 1. All right. So see how that is forming it's taking our circle and making it into a square. Okay. And again, you can look at the difference if you like this look or if you like this look. Whichever one you like is the one you can go ahead and choose for your popcorn crochet flower square. All right. So let's continue on with this. So now for this next chain space, we're going to go back to our double crochet. So let's go ahead back to our double crochet clusters. Three, chain 1. Next space, we're going to do 3 more double crochets. Chain 1. In this next space, 3 double crochets. Chain 1. In this next double crochet, 3 double crochets. Chain 1. Let's count to see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 2 more. Chain 1 and the last one. Chain 1. Okay, so that should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my little popcorn flower square and I'm going to pull out some more yarn. We're going to do treble stitches here to create our corner. Okay, so yarn over twice, 3 treble crochet stitches, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3 treble crochet stitches. Chain 1. Okay, and that went ahead and created our corner, and now we're working downside this way. Okay, so let's work over the next 6 chain spaces, 3 double crochet clusters down the next 6 chain spaces. And don't forget to put your chain 1 in between, or if you don't want to do the chain 1, just continue on with your 6 double crochet stitches. Clusters, I'm sorry. Now we're going to be working our corner. And remember, that is done with treble crochets. Yarn over twice in the corner. And we're doing 3 trebles. Two chains, 3 trebles. Chain 1. And now we're going to do 2 more 3 double crochet clusters. So 3 double crochets here, 3 double crochets here, and then we're going to slip stitch to the first beginning chain. Chain 1 and go ahead and slip stitch to your top of your first chain. All right. And now what we're going to do is sew in our tails. Okay, so what I realized after I cut off all of my tails that I did not show you how I did the border. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add the pink on and actually add our famous crab stitch reverse single crochet to the top. So normally what I like to do is when I change colors, I like to go ahead and change colors without cutting the color off. But again, I forgot to show you how I did that before I went ahead and sewed in my tails. So I'm going to go back right now and I'm going to show you how to add a border on. And then this is also a good example to show you if you have a square that you already have and you're like, oh, I want to add a border to it. This is a good lesson. Everything happens for a reason. So this is a good tutorial on how to just go back and add it. So you can insert your new color in anywhere. I was kind of looking at where's the best place to start, and I think I'm just going to start right here. So yeah, I'm just pulling the yarn through and just slip stitching that new color on. When we do a reverse crochet stitch or crab stitch, we're actually working this way. So instead of working the normal way of this direction, we're going to work this way. So we're going to insert our hook into our next chain space, pull the yarn down, 2 loops is on our hook, twist our hook up, yarn over and pull through. Let's go on to the next one. Insert our hook in, pull down on the yarn, 2 loops is on our hook, twist up, yarn over and pull through both of those loops, okay? And doing that creates the twisted effect. And if you've been following me for a while, you'll realize that this is kind of one of my favorite go-to edging borders that I like to put to my projects to finish it off. So let's continue doing the reverse single crochet or crab stitch, and we're going to do this all the way around our square. And I meet you when we get to the end. Okay, so for our last stitch, go ahead and do that reverse single crochet, and I'm actually going to do another one right here in this stitch. So pull through. All right, oops, let's do that again. So we're going to insert our hook in, pull down, 2 loops is on your hook, twist, yarn over and pull through. So what I'm going to do now is just go in the next chain space and just simply do a slip stitch. Okay, cut my yarn and I'm going to go ahead and sew in these tails. Here is our completed popcorn flowered crocheted square. I'll see you in the next one, and subscribe for more.